What the hell, man? What the hell? Okay, so for this episode of WandaVision, we're going outside the sitcom. We're kind of seeing what's going on outside. Oh, my throat. I'm dying. We're seeing what's happening outside of the sitcom reality. We're seeing SWORD, which apparently has been around for a good while. So, and I guess it was around the same time as S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of was. Not nearly as long, but that's weird. All right, cool. Anyways, and we get confirmation that this is after Endgame. A lot of us knew that already, but there were still some people who were still kind of questioning on like, oh, when in the MCU does this take place? It takes place after Endgame, which Kevin Feige had already confirmed. But I guess a lot of people didn't. I guess some people just didn't know about that. Now there's your confirmation. It's after Endgame because we straight up see Monica Rambeau form herself back, and a bunch of other people form themselves back from being dust, and then they come back, and then they're good, they're fine. Which is kind of freaky to look at. But that does not nearly compare to the kind of freaky stuff we see. Something else freaky that happens later on in the episode. Oh my gosh. But then we come to find out that everyone who has any sort of kind of connection to Westview is now all of a sudden not remembering it. Because Westview is this town. It's there. It exists. It did exist in our reality. But then no one remembers it. And seeming like anyone who had any sort of personal connection to it all of a sudden says, no, it doesn't exist. So that's weird. And they send the drone in. It disappears. It blips into there, and then that's when we find out the toy helicopter that Wanda picks up is one of the drones. A lot of us thought it was like an actual freaking helicopter that got sucked in and got crashed and whatever, and that's what it turned into. No, it's just a drone. That makes much more sense. That makes much more sense. That's way more believable. Way more believable. She's made a whole sitcom reality. Darn it! What screw believable. And on top of that, we now find out that Monica being in there, she wasn't in there undercover or anything. She was sucked in there by accident, and then her mind and her memory kind of got warped a little bit. And then from that, the heck was I talking about? Where in the world was I? Oh, that's right. Okay, so SWORD is looking at this from the outside perspective. They don't understand anything that's going on. It's all confusing. It's weird. What in the world is happening? And so they bring in a bunch of experts to come in, and apparently one of those experts is Darcy from the Thor movies. She didn't seem like an expert on anything, but sure, why not? She's smart here. I need to plug in my phone. An actual legitimate camera, we wouldn't have to deal with this nonsense. But I'm poor and broke, so this is what we got. SWORD calls in Darcy. She does some sort of scan or whatever, and she's able to figure out that they're able to look into what's happening through through like really old TVs. Come to find out, they're watching the same sitcom that we've been watching. But anytime the reality like breaks, it just skips ahead. So like that's weird, right? That's weird, right? Why does that happen? Because that implies that Wanda knows that people are watching in on them, which I imagine she doesn't. I don't understand how she would. So why does that happen? That's weird. That's a question I want answered. That's confusing. Also, what happened to that poor agent? He went in there trying to get intel, and he turned into a beekeeper, came out the sewer. Wanda said no, and what? He's just gone now? He just doesn't exist. Gone from existence. Oh dear. And eventually we get to the point where Wanda does throw Monica out of the sitcom reality, out of the pocket dimension, and then we go back into the sitcom world, and it's like immediately, it's like right where we left off in the last episode. Wanda telling Vision, oh, Geraldine had to leave. She had to rush home. And then Wanda turned around to look at Vision, and it's freaking, oh my gosh. It's and all of a sudden he's back to like how he was the last time we saw him in Infinity War, or a big gaping hole in his head. And no pupils. He's all grayed out. He's just this walking synthetic corpse, and it's horrifying to look at. It is freaking terrifying. It's so freaking scary. I like it. I don't like it, but dag darn it, that was, oh gosh, it's cool, but it's also horrifying and unnerving. I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's really, oh dang. But then Vision goes back to like his normal self. But then he's still kind of he's still kind of suspicious. Like something's weird here. Something's not right. I'm supposed to be dead. I died like twice earlier. I died like twice like 5 years ago. So it's something's not right here. And at the end of it all, we have Monica. Monica's there on the ground, and she's saying, "Wanda. It's all Wanda," which implies that, yes, this is Wanda who made this pocket reality. I'm still going to take that with a grain of salt, because how the heck would Monica quite know that? That could still be the reality. That could in fact be the truth. But how would Monica know? It seems very clear that Wanda is at least controlling the reality. She's manipulating everything that's happening. But I'm still not 100% sold that she's the one that made this pocket reality. I mean, maybe she did, but maybe someone else did. Maybe it is Mephisto, like pretty much literally everyone is trying to predict. Eric Voss from New Rockstars will not let that go. Yeah, no, this episode was freaky. It was freaky and wacky, and it ended up being freaky. Yeah, there were freaky moments. For the most part, it's not freaky, but it is uncovering a lot of stuff. And I like how at one point Jimmy they're looking in on everything, and he's writing like these questions down that they need answers to on the whiteboard, and it's like the exact same questions that we as the audience have been asking. What's with the hexagons? Why is it a sitcom? I mean, is Vision still dead? Or did he come back and all that? It's all this. It's insanity. It's crazy. It's wacky, and I'm very interested to see where we go from here. Because I imagine we can't just go to the 80s now. There's still going to be something crazy. The world is unraveling. It's like that one song. It's like that one song that I saw someone make an AMV out of Infinity War with, and it was really good. But it's like that song, the world is unraveling, the reality is breaking, the simulation is collapsing, something's not right here, and it's all falling apart, and I have no idea what's gonna happen now. Oh my lord, it's all, oh man, I guess that's all I got for today. Oh man, put up the end card and freaking